All right. Welcome to the Me Show. I'm your host, Paul Kelly. And this is the very first episode of the Me Show. So you might as well get your popcorn, get ready, get set, because we're gonna be in for some pretty controversial topics. A lot of people aren't gonna agree with a lot of things that I have to say, but it doesn't matter. I'm really just here to bring up discussion. I'm trying to get the pot stirred up a little bit because the best thing we can do is get discussion going amongst these crazy ass times that we're in. I want to keep everything really as friendly as I could be. I'm not here to like bash anybody. I'm not here to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not here to act like I'm better than anybody or anybody's better than me. It's really about finding common ground amongst we the people, because at the end of the day, we got, you know, we can't be over here fighting and having problems amongst each other, accusing each other of this and that, while the establishment just sits back with their feet up watching, probably making bets on us, like how they do in like prison and things like that. you know um then these are the type of discussions that I'm really going to be having here. I want to be doing live videos. I want to get the comments in the conversation a lot. Really, if anybody, I need help as well. I need if technical support and things like that. I don't have everything figured out here. I've never made a podcast or anything like that. This is really episode one, take one, going straight at it from right here. This is the video that I'm going to upload. This is the video that is going to be played. And I'm gonna be going on all kinds of different topics. One of the topics that one of my main concerns is going to be well, let me just tell you that something that I've always wanted to do since I was young. I mean, I'm talking like, maybe 10, 15 years ago. I've always wanted to somehow uplift the black community into being something better. um After the civil rights era and MLK, what he stood for, the establishment really took hold and grasp of what used to be a black culture. I used to really like the black culture. Growing up as a kid, the black culture was a lot different than it is now. I'll get into that later about the differences between the black culture, maybe in the 80s and 90s versus the black culture that we have today, and how it's been taken over and is really just controlled. So I'll be getting into that. I'm gonna be getting into some other controversial topics. I'm gonna be going into things, like abortion. I have a pretty firm stance on that. Not pretty firm, it's firm. I'm gonna get into that topic a lot. A lot of people might not agree, but I'm not here to attack, and I don't expect to be attacked. I've always treated people the way I would like to be treated. I'm respectful. We all got issues. I have issues. I'm not even close to perfect. I'm just trying to be the best that I could be. And if I can help anybody else, even just verbally, be the best that they can be, sometimes people just need a little bit of motivation. Sometimes people just need to be told that they're worth it, that they are capable of doing what they want to do, but don't know, don't have that type of support. I've never had that type of support. My whole life, I've always had a mom that took care of me as through my youth. But that's really it. No, I grew up no dad, no brothers, no sisters. Um, I did have a little brother and sister when once I turned 17 and 18. My mom got married, had two kids, my little brother and sister. Love them. But other than that, before that, it was just my mom going to work as a single mom every day, leaving me at the house, while I was in like third grade and all that, just staying home by myself every day. And this is before the internet. And, um, you know, so I'm gonna be getting into that. You're looking at as someone who grew up with no dad, no siblings, no family. I was always moving around, going school to school all the time. So everything that I've learned, I've picked up naturally through just observation, and in repetition of making mistakes. I repeat the same mistakes over and over and over. But anyway, this is the episode one. It's pretty much the introduction. I'm gonna be going into just on this quick episode here. I don't really want it to be too long. I'm thinking maybe like 10 minutes or so. I don't, it might be longer than that, might be shorter than that. I really don't know. I have like a specific diet. A lot of people actually kind of say that I look a little bit more skinny than I should be. Um, but that's just because I have specific times that I eat throughout the day. I don't eat junk food, and I do have a trouble with consistently exercising. So I'm not getting as big as I could be, but my diet is up to par. So I'm pretty much just where I should be. Other than putting on muscle. We have things going on. We have massive government overreach. We're gonna be getting into that. Uh, you got things like really getting crazy in like Australia and overseas. We got, heavy, heavy, heavy hammers coming down on citizens not being able to do what they want. And if you take away someone's action, that is called enslavement. So I'm gonna let that be out there. So if somebody like, wants to breathe fresh air and they're not allowed to breathe fresh air depending on where they're at, then that's enslavement. And I don't want to be, I don't, and I'm gonna be saying things like this during this podcast. I'm gonna be coming out here. My plan is to really be making sure that I put out at least, I'm gonna be on here every week for sure. But I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm trying to figure out, how to exactly put shows together and work it in between what I'm doing. On the outside of this is not necessarily a hobby, but I do feel like I have some type of moral obligation to help keep this country at least somewhat mentally on the right path, versus self-destruction, which is something I've dealt with. I could speak on self-destruction, messing yourself up. You start doing good and you start self-destructing, it's not a good thing. I think it's heavy in the Black community is self-destruction. We're not used to succeeding and to things growing. So when it's weird, we're like, what the fuck is going on? And we start self-destructing. I know all about that. I know about being the toxic person in a relationship. That's very unhealthy and something that I've been mentally working on basically my entire life. I mean, I say probably like after high school, after my relationship there, is when I realized, and I moved away. I'm always getting new restarts. It's somewhere I got lucky. Is always moving around. I've been I've been on my own for like 12 years now. You know what I'm saying? So like I've never renewed a lease. Every time a lease is up on wherever I'm staying at, I just move. They're always raising rent. It always pisses me off and it just makes me want to leave. So I do. Yeah, so I'm beginning to a lot of things here. One, like I was saying a couple minutes ago, I always digress on on things I'm saying, but I've always wanted to uplift the Black community. I've always wanted to figure out a way for this gang culture to stop just dominating with their views on how other people should be, because that's what happens with the gang culture. Is they're always, that culture of life is always, you're always being told, to do this, do that, look like this, perceive yourself as this and that. And it's like, nobody's really themselves these days. You can see I'm sitting in here with a tie on and a little dress shirt. That's because I want to depict myself to be as professional as I possibly can, to be wherever I go, I'm respected. It doesn't matter. I go to the grocery store, where I'm going, what I'm doing, this is how I look. This is what I'm always dressed as. I think it always gives you the advantage in any situation, being, dressed professional. I think it's really the best thing you can do. It makes you act different. If you're walking around like this in public versus walking around in like a white tee, and a fitted hat and some chucks or whatever, you're gonna act different just based off of what you're wearing. So dressing more professional will increase your attitude and your energy and how much volume of good energy you're putting out there. And it's like not even about good energy, it's just like handling business. It's what we do as humans. We build things, we always progress. We try to we remove the word try out of our vocabulary. We're doing things over here. This is think I forgot to mention this show is called the Me Show. Welcome to the Me Show. The show all about we, never the, establishment. None of them. This is us. So I want I'm gonna have an episode per, just to give an example where I tell you if you want a job, if there's a job you want and that establishment, that entity that is willing to employ you, if they're willing to sit down with you for an interview, I'm gonna have an episode where I will guarantee that you'll get that job. I'll walk you through step by step of how to get that job, what to say, so how to, like, your mentality going into there. I'll get everything locked down for you. So if you're at a job right now where you don't want to be there anymore, I will more than willingly give advice, and good advice, sound advice on how to approach interviews going into there, what to wear, things to say, how to act. There's verbiage in there that you want to use, the type of attitude that you want them to perceive that you have going into there. So I'll make sure you get that job. What else do I got here? I got a little bit of notes here. It's my first episode. I really don't even know what to say. I'm just trying to be like, all right, this is what I'm going to be doing. There's things I'm going to be talking on, some heavy topics, like people talk about Kanye West a lot. And there's a part of me that really likes Kanye West, the things he says and his type of entrepreneurial attitude, and seems like he wants us to be like that in some form of fashion. But, I got a little weary of him. So I Googled the other day, where are Yeezys made? And I the reason why I Googled that is because, he depicts himself as being some type of, not some type of, but wanting like Jesus and God, into our lives, and us to be like, profound individuals in a society of good people. And it's like, okay, I can dig that. But then when I Googled where are his shoes made, like China. So you want the best for for society, and you want all of us to succeed and have wealth and happiness, but you have slaves making your shoes to be a millionaire/billionaire to make a bunch of money. You have like little kids and women and old people like knitting the shoes together, getting like a loaf of bread a week, making like $5 a week, literally. And that leads into something else, that is why we're losing our country. That's why this country, that's why we're losing it, is because we praise things like Yeezys that are made by slaves, and we put them on, we take pictures of them, and we're like, look at these, and we spend a bunch of money on them. A lot of people are spending, I don't even know how much Yeezys are. For one, they're ugly, I would never buy them, and two, just spending that much money on shoes is like, seems unnecessary. I mean, because there's a lot of types of shoes out there that are even made in America that cost under $100 that look good. But that's why we're losing our countries. That's why we're losing America and our rights and our freedom and everything that all our easy life that we have, is because we're praising evil. People don't even recognize that that's what's going on. And that's something that I'm going to be getting heavy into, is just that evil's not going to win. I'm going to make sure evil doesn't win in this country. It's not going to prosper. It's not gonna dominate and take over our culture or anything like that. Evil's losing. Y'all going down. That's the end of the story. And I know they're gonna be coming after me and trying to ridicule me, and that ain't gonna do nothing but make me go harder. So I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the fight. Like I mentioned earlier, abortion. I'm heavy against abortion. It's like, oh, women's rights. I'm gonna have a whole video talking about that, and I'm not trying to piss people off. I'm trying to make people realize that their actions, to take responsibility for their actions, and to, maybe like not kill babies. That's cool. But and the fact that we kill so many babies in this country, and we praise shoes that are made by slaves, and we make music and listen to music and speak on and make it part of the culture about sex and drugs and pimping and pondering and just all the evil shit things that we shouldn't be doing in society. We shouldn't be praising sex and drugs. We shouldn't be spending a bunch of our money on on slave made shoes and clothes, Nike, all these, we got to get off of that. We got to start supporting local American made products and people. Part of my thing here is I want to try to, I'm here to create a massive wave of people spreading information. I need people to go out and be like pressing that more logical, sensible way of thinking, with moralities and push that out there, because good times create weak men, and we've had good times in this country for a long time, and all that did was make people weak. Good men, strong men, weak. We became silent. I remember during the Trump race back in like 2016, the presidential race with Trump, people that hated him because the media, obviously, people were like, I've never even seen a Trump supporter. How did he win? I've never even seen a Trump supporter. And it's like, because good times create weak men. We had too good of times, and we fell down to not speaking on what's right, not standing up for what's right, not speaking against what's wrong. We just allowed these things to happen, and that's what evil does. Evil takes advantage of vulnerability. The evil takes advantage of vulnerable. And I never been a religious person. I've had no problem, my whole life pretty much being like atheist. I don't care. I don't believe in anything. But ever since we've had this big, giant, massive blanket of evil sweep across this country, since this is probably going back to the 70s or something, when we sold our playbook to China. But lately, since 2020, it's really made me recognize evil, and that whether the devil and God exist or not, evil and good are definitely two energies that are out there, and evil is taking advantage of our vulnerable asses right now. And we can see it. These are politicians, obviously are celebrities, all of them, the whole establishment, the medical industrial complex, the tyrannical government overreach that is really laying hammers down on all of our rights. They're saying you can't even breathe oxygen. We're taking away, just the fact that they're taking away any percentage of oxygen from you, that the government is able to do that, and to tell you that you can't have a business, and to tell you that you have to stay home, to tell you that you have to get inoculated by an experimental prick, the government needle. So it's like, man, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to spread information. I want to encourage people to spread more information. Like, if you're on social media, you should be in the comments section of topics, of things that really even more that you disagree with, because you need to put the correct, at least good moralities out there. We can't just be having this evil spirit coming in. I'm gonna tell a story about the first time that I took acid recently for the first time. And when I do things, I like to just kind of go hard, so I took a few extra hits, and the trip that I had is what made me recognize that evil was real. It was a completely outer body experience. I never believed in like God and or even the devil existed, or but man, once I took them couple hits, and I went into it thinking like spiritual, whatever, I'll face anything. And I saw some evil shit, and it wasn't like blood and guts or anything. It was just like spirits, and I could like sense the energy in it, and it was like completely just awakened me to at least evil exists. And it really kind of pushed me more into I mean, I've always believed that Christianity had the proper way of thinking for society. Like, it has all the correct moral things to do in there. But like, evil has really just lately awakened me to, like, you know, there's a higher power, whatever it may be, that wants us to do good and wants us to have to have good behavior. You know, we should be the best we can be. We should be into uplifting ourselves, uplifting others, taking care of ourselves, protecting ourselves. You know, that's what every man should do, is be willing to fight and die for his. The fact that gangs, you know, just take that and be like, look at this, is I will fight and die for mine. It's like, we all do that, bro. So you're just bragging about it, and that's kind of lame. So gangs are lame as fuck. Gangs pressing that like, gangs are cool. It's not cool. You know, the devil wears Prada. If you can catch on to that, you know, evil always comes off as cool. I don't think Jesus was walking around back in the day in some Yeezys or anything like that, but I bet you Satan was, you know, and fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck evil. You know, I don't want to be cussing on here. I'm probably going to be censoring this. Another thing that I want to do is I want to get more people on more conservative platforms. Get off of these mainstream Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We need to be on other platforms like Gab, Rumble. There's other ones too I'm going to set myself up for. I need to also make accounts for. So I'm going to learn how to do it at the same time as you guys learn how to make these accounts. We have to actually make this move. We have to get out. We have to unplug ourselves from the establishment's narrative of everything that they have indoctrinated into our lives, and plug ourselves into more of a free platforms. You know, because we do, the best thing to do would be take your phones, throw them, break them, delete all your social medias, and never go, and nobody ever go on any electronic device again. That'd probably be the best thing to do, but that's not going to happen. So what we need to do is we need to take the energy that we're putting towards Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. What else is there? Twitter. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a TikTok. I have a Facebook, Instagram, and a Snapchat. That's all I've ever had, and a MySpace way back in the day. But we need to get on conservative platforms. We as a society need to make that move. We have to do it. They were able to take us off of Facebook, which was super dope back in the day, and they were able to put us on boring ass Facebook. So if they can make us do that, we have to be able to take ourselves and be like, well, I'm done with this shit. I'm going to go over here to where I could freely think, freely speak. That's what we need, is freedom. That's what this country is based off of, freedom. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Yeah. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of indoctrination going on in society right now. It's all bad. It's all bad. So this is episode 1. I hope it wasn't too long for you guys. I hope my posture wasn't all messed up or things like that. Yeah, so this is my little deal here. This is what I got going. I got my RE320 microphone right here. I hope I sounded all right for you guys. Yeah, I'll be trying to do some new things here, like where I not new, I guess new to me, but to where I can make my screen smaller. This is why I need help, because I really don't even know what the hell I'm doing. Damn it. Why can't I do this? See, I need help. Yeah, something like that, where I can make it smaller. Make this bigger. And I want to be able to, well, I'm going to be able to share my screen, have me down here in the bottom, you know, where I can do some, I'm gonna be doing a lot of commentary on the people that I listen to for news. You guys are going to be getting my platforms, who I listen to and all that. So that'll be good. I want to spread my news, because, you know, the industry, you know, like CNN and MSNBC, celebrities, politicians, everybody has their has whoever they're listening to tell them what the narrative is, and that's the narrative that they're out there with. We don't have that like ultimate leader God who's like, say this and say that, this is what you guys feel, and everyone speak on this right now, and then everyone stop talking about that, and everyone go talk about this now. Like, they have that. They're puppets. That's why they call them, that's why people refer to them as puppets. We don't have that because we're free thinkers, but we're all moral. We all have the same. We're Americans. We have like a way of society that we conduct ourselves in. And I just realized my laptop's about to die. But so we need to be able to maybe start speaking on the same. It's not that we can't, it's just that everyone's talking on different subjects all the time, and it's like we're always defending ourselves. We're always like, the left is always saying, oh, you guys are this or you guys are that, and we defend. Or they say they want this and that, and we defend. And it's like, look, stop with the defending, stop with the debating whatever their topic is on. These guys are communists, collaborators. They want the destruction of America, and we have to tell them no. Point blank, period. That's what's got to happen. No more debating whatever stupid ass debate topics they want to bring up that are just outrageous to even think of, and then we sit here and be like, well, you can't do that because if you do that then this will happen, and if that happens then this will happen, and then we can't do that. It's like blah 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 blah. They don't even care. They're happy you just even talking about it. And that's what evil does. Evil likes to just be spoken upon. That's why I hear no evil, see no evil, and things like that. See, now I get it. There's somebody who I started following recently. I forgot his name, but he's real cool. Cali Muscle, big old black dude, penitentiary back in the day, all that, when the black community used to dress like this and was out there thugging because they wanted to stay out of the radar. And that's what's cool, if you ask me. Like, that's, if you really out there getting it like that and you ain't dressed like this, is you really a real one, or are you trying to get caught? But Cali Muscle was talking about suicide one time. Somebody, I don't remember if he knew somebody that had committed suicide, something like that. But he had said that what he believes about suicide is that evil takes advantage of the vulnerable. And that was when I started realizing, this is right after I took that acid, and he said this, and I was like, wow, it makes sense now. And he was saying that, since evil takes advantage of the vulnerable, people who are suicidal because the people were like, oh, if I were, no one likes me, no one loves me, no one would miss me if I wasn't here. I'm worthless. I'm a waste of space. I'm just existing. So that's when the devil comes up and he's like, just kill yourself. You should just kill yourself. So that's what the devil does, is because like nobody listens to the devil, nobody looks for him. But if he sees vulnerability, he'll come up and whisper in your ear and just be like, hey. And that's and he tries to influence himself like that, and it's like that would be referred to the devil. Like I said, I don't know if the devil exists or not. I'll get into things like simulation. Are we in a simulation? They say in the next 35, well, I was saying this 10 years ago, so I guess it's not 35. In 25 years, we'll be able to upload our brains to computers. With that being said, do you think that we're the only species out here in this world? I mean, in this universe, in the whole universe, we're the only species? No, of course not. Of course there's aliens. Do you think so? With that being said, are we the most advanced species in existence in the universe? No. So if we're 25 years away from being able to hook our brains up to computers, who's to say that they haven't already done that, and what we're living in right now isn't even a simulation as it is? But then if we're living in a simulation, well, then we're created by somebody else. Well, who created them? And then who created them? And then who created them? And who's the ultimate God? So that's what it really comes down to. Could we be in a simulation? Shit, I think it's pretty possible. Maybe when we die, we're just gonna wake up and be like, man, that was a crazy ass dream I just had, man. It was like super realistic, and it was like a long dream. I remember everything. Maybe it's gonna be like that. Maybe we're just sitting here like when you used to have like an ant farm. You have like a little glass thing, and you watch them colonize within the sand and all that. It's like maybe we're just some some little ant farm for some like alien kids project somewhere where he's like, this is my world that I created. See how they exist? And it's like, so who really knows what's going on, man? Everything's really up for question. I question everything, man. It doesn't matter what it is. I question it. Question everything. You have to question everything. I think so. I think the best thing to do is question everything, you know? So with that being said, I think this is a long enough podcast. I don't even know how long it was. I don't see a thing on here that, 30 minutes. Wow, I got a nice 30-minute show going here. So it's perfect. 30 minutes. Look out for my show. I'll probably put another one out next week. I'm gonna work on getting this uploaded to Twitch, Rumble, Gab. There's a few other ones, so look out for them. I got clothing people who's I'm gonna be doing some independent brand marketing for independent clothing brands or independent companies. I'm gonna be sort of like in a somewhat of a brand ambassador. I know people from back in my hometown who have clothing lines, so I'm gonna be shouting them out in the next video. So look out for that. I've got other people that I'm gonna introduce you guys to. And I'm gonna get you guys, make sure you guys got some cool stuff going. I can get you guys, I got some connections. I know some people. I can get you guys free wills. If you guys need a will, I can get you a will. Those cost like $500. If you need, I can get you free $2,000 in life insurance. So look out for that. I'm gonna be plugging some stuff here. If you ever thought about life insurance, if you ever even wondered like, how do I even find out about that? I got the perfect person for you to talk to. University, college alumni. He has all kinds of different degrees. Guy's super smart. He was a financial advisor. Now he's a life insurance agent. So I'll plug you guys up with him. Make sure you and your family are protected. You don't want your family coming out of pocket for having to bury you because you died. While they mourn over you, they got to come out of pocket. So we'll make sure your family doesn't have to go through that. I'm gonna get you guys plugged in with that. Keep a lookout for everything. I hope I sounded clear and vivid on here. I hope I'm not just, you know, lingering with my camera, whatever, sitting here at the bottom. You know, I'm high. So, you know, I'm pro weed all day for sure. But that's what it is. All right. Look out for my next show. I'm out.